I'm Faith Middleton, and it's great to have you joining the party on the Food Schmooze here on WNPR in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and New York, including the East End of Long Island. My food buddies are here, the producers Cameron Henning and Lori Mack, and Chris Prosperi of Metro Beast Restaurant in Simsbury, Connecticut. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Faith.
I have been testing a new grill, and it was Jacques Pepin and the chef of Union League Cafe in New Haven, Pierre Villamette, who clued me into this. They are good friends, and we were playing Boule together as we do all summer long. We have this league together, and they started cooking on this grill, and I was so intrigued, and so I volunteered to test one of these things. I could not get this out of my head for a year. All right, so now after a little more than a week of nonstop cooking, I can say, and in my view, and I say this with careful thought and concern, this is the grill of a lifetime. All right, it's called the Evo, EVO. It's short for evolution, and you can see it while I'm talking about it if you want at evoamerica.com. So the Evo is hooked up to a standard gas grill tank or your gas line at home if you have one. There is no charcoal or wood involved. Now, remember in our last segment, I gave you a hint because of what we were talking about. Chris made his kielbasa turkey hot dogs right here in the studio on a cast iron skillet. So, and what was our complaint?
It's not big enough.
It's never big enough.
And even mine, the skewers were sort of peeking out a little bit.
Yeah, right. All right. So the Evo has a large circular griddle top that is cast iron. Oh. And once you season it the way you would season any cast iron skillet with a little oil, a little heat, you are good to go, and it becomes nonstick. It reaches, I think we're gonna get the maker of this on the phone just a minute. I think it's 650 or 675 degrees in about 3 minutes. Wow. There is no standing around. You just turn the thing on. You hear it, boom, boom. The thing's light, and that's it. You are ready to cook. I have cooked everything on this Evo, and all at the same time. Now you think, what do you mean all the same? This is the best grill. What do you hear what I did?
You've got my wheels turning.
Imagine a flat
How big?
surface.
Give me how big.
We're going to get him on. He's going to tell us the exact dimensions. Am I thinking
3 feet?
3 feet, maybe?
Round.
Wow. Round.
3 feet round.
Can I also just add in, I'm a design nut.
Yeah.
It is the most gorgeous looking thing I have ever seen in my life. I'm out there when I cook on it. I'm wiping it down like it's an antique from my great-great-grandparents. It's so beautiful. So here's what I did. I cooked buffalo burgers on the Evo griddle last night. Salt and pepper, no oil. They were seared. Yeah. That gorgeous caramelization on the outside, moist inside, unbelievably good. At the same time I was cooking those, I cooked sliced eggplant, asparagus right next to it, which I'd rubbed with some olive oil, some diced up potatoes, and a portobello mushroom. And I've got my little things, my little spatulas and stuff. I'm turning. They're all cooking at the same time, perfectly caramelized.
Every inch of this is about 600
Beautiful.
degrees.
Yeah, well, you can do any temperature you want.
But you know what I mean?
The whole surface.
The whole surface.
Now, as you
is
get
hot.
to the very outside, it might be just slightly.
So you could just move
move
stuff
your
up.
food out to the edge of the thing.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
Now, so I'm cooking everything on there, and so we said, wait a minute. You're right. You can boil on this thing. You can deep fry on this thing. I'm reading the book, and I thought, really? So I get a saucepan, and I put water in it, and now I'm cooking all these things. I put the saucepan straight onto the grill, boiling.
Oh, so it's like a giant flat top.
It's a flat top. Boiling water. Okay, then I thought, you can deep fry in this thing. You put oil in with a little thermometer. Boiling,
in
deep fry outside in your yard. Okay?
No, for me, the hardest thing I have with cooking inside on the cast iron pan is if you don't have a vent or fan that vents out, you make a lot of smoke because but that takes care of everything.
You can literally do anything on this grill. I mean, maybe not wash your clothes.
Have you tried that?
So
you could dry them.
I decided, all right, let me try poaching. So the way you poach on this grill, you could buy a little rack.
Yeah.
It's like a cookie rack.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So you put the rack down. You don't even have to do this because I poached. At one point, I said, "Let me try poaching asparagus."
Yeah.
So you just get a squirt bottle of water, and I just went squirt, squirt, squirt on the griddle.
And
on the cast iron grill. It has a Le Creuset top, by the way.
No.
Wow.
So you just put a little water on the thing. It steams, and it comes with a little dome.
So you can put little hats.
You put hats on your food and you steam in there.
And the water doesn't spread all over; it just stays right.
No,
because it starts bubbling.
That's
So
great.
Oh my God.
I poached asparagus. I can't wait to talk to this guy. So we did pasta sauce sitting there while we were cooking burgers and this and that and blah, 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 while everything else was cooking. And now here's what happens to any oil or fat that might come off of something. It just drains right off to the side. You can take your spatula and move it off to the side. And it goes into this well that circles the entire grill. It has a little hole, and it drains right into a little square, beautiful stainless steel pan.
Oh, that's
And you
amazing.
just take that out and pop it in your dishwasher.
This goes back to
That's
design.
great.
Or use
This
that fat if you
is
want.
the most genius
Brilliant.
thing. Okay, the Evo ranges in price from $1,500 to $3,100. It is sensational. They have models for home cooks and professionals. We're going to talk now to the Evo creator, Bob Shingler in Oregon. Bob, welcome to the Food Schmooze.
Thank you very much, Faith.
Have you been listening to us?
I've been
I don't know
listening.
How long
Yes,
I'm sorry
you know,
I'm keeping you waiting.
It's just wonderful to hear people that are having, good experiences, and also social cooking experiences where you can stand around and enjoy that social creativity together.
I know. I have to say that when I was talking to Bob about testing this thing, I said to him, Bob, you have to understand, if I hate this grill, you're just going to have to accept it, right?
Yeah.
And he said to me, no, that's okay. And I thought, oh, really? And I tell you, I thought, okay, you win. There you go. So how did you come up with this idea?
My favorite cooking implement was a cast iron skillet, and I would take that cast iron skillet and I would go camping and I would cook literally everything in it. And one day I was fly fishing on the banks of the Metolius with my friend John, and we just got done cooking a beautiful breakfast in this cast iron skillet. And I said to him, I'd really like to have something that was bigger so I could prepare more items at one time and maybe more hot. And I just had this brainwave to build a large circular flat top cast iron skillet, but literally turn it upside down to capture the heat. And, at that moment, this dream was born, and I couldn't get out of my head. My father was a tool and die man in the Second World War, and so I grew up around tools, and, basically we would put everything together, and we'd build all types of neat inventions. And so I had the skill to put together one of these initial prototypes in my garage. And a wonderful thing happened is, I started cooking food, very much in the same way in the experiences that you've had, Faith, but I did that with friends that I invited over, and everybody would stand around and we'd all cook together. And what I realized is I'd really created something that brought back that original feeling that I had as a child in the kitchen with my parents and my brother standing around cooking together. And today, we have thousands and thousands of grills out in the marketplace, and they're creating a social, convivial cooking experience that's unlike any other outdoor cooking appliance.
There's something about the fact that it's circular cast iron griddle top, and it's quite large. And so you can stand around. That's what happened at our house. You can stand around with, a glass of your favorite drink and cook and talk. And so on low, this griddle top reaches about $225. And on high, was I right? Is it $675?
Yeah, $675. And if you put the hood over the cooking surface, it comes with a big stainless steel hood with a handle and a thermometer on it. The air temperature in there can reach about 790. So, it's fabulous for doing flatbreads or pizzas.
Pizza. So Bob, poor Bob, over the weekend I was really going mad cooking this. And I was like trying everything. And so I gave him a little workout on his cell phone.
Did you call him?
Yeah, I called him. I said, okay, I'm out in the yard. I'm standing. I want to do corn on the cob. I've never asked you about that. What do I do? And so Bob said, we gave you a little rack. So you can put the corn up on that and just squirt some water under, put the dome on, and you can steam your corn. It steams so fast. Then I took it off the little rack and put it right on the grill surface, the hot grill surface, and caramelized the outside.
Oh. Wow.
And a little cayenne and a little lime juice. Unbelievable. So that was fantastic. And the way you season is just like with a cast iron skillet, right, Bob? A little oil and a little heat.
Yeah, we have a couple different cooking surfaces. The one that Faith has is called our Evo Professional Series grill. It has two knobs, one with center knob is the center burner, right? And then an outer knob for the outer burner, so you can control the heat separately from the inner and outer cooking zones. We ship a surface that's oil-seasoned steel, much like, a cast iron you would get from Lodge. It comes pre-seasoned. And then we also have a cooking surface that's covered with a ceramic, very much in the same tradition as Le Creuset. You just season that with any oil. We like to use soybean oil or corn oil, and it creates a very traditional nonstick surface. And because of the temperature ranges that we have, 225 to 670, that's the best nonstick technology to use. And really, it's the oldest traditional method for cooking foods. It's very healthy,
Here's what I was worried about. One of the reasons I had Bob on the phone was I said, all right, what if I'm cooking meat and then I'm cooking fish, or vice versa, fish and then meat? What's going to happen with those two things? And so what did you tell me to do, Bob?
Just scour the surface. You clean it with oil. So if it's warm, you can just scrape any loose debris you have with the edge of a spatula to the edge into the drip pan. And then you use, we ship a little Scotch-Brite pad, a high-temperature Scotch-Brite pad, and a griddle handle cleaner. And you push down the pad with a little bit of oil and scour it and wipe it down with paper towels. And oil attracts oil. So you're basically pulling any other flavors from fish or vegetables that you cooked previously. So you're cleaning that with oil and wiping it up, and then you're ready to go on to the next meal.
So here I'm cooking on this Evo, and I did the fish just to test this out, and then I just did the oil, with the paper towels twice, and then the meat, it was like perfect. You also, I know, do give these to professionals, restaurant kitchens and hotel kitchens and that kind of thing.
Yeah, actually, half of our business is to hotels and resorts and clubs and restaurants and grocery stores and
which is
universities.
Great. But here's the one. Here's the thing I love. They have a tabletop, what I call the tabletop model. Uh-oh. And it's, it's obviously smaller, but you literally could put this in the back of your car, or if you have a little trailer, or you put it in if you have a patio, tailgating, anything. And that uses a little canister, right?
You can use the small bottles. I tend to cook it up to I just bring the white propane bottle with me, and it has a long hose, so we have a 60-inch hose, and because I like to go camping and fly fishing, that was very appealing to me. It was something that I could use at home, and I could throw on the back of the Jeep, and I could take it with me, put it on the picnic table, and voila.
So you can braise. If you wanted to braise something in a pan, you just put your meat or whatever right in your pan and stick the pan right on top. So you can braise, boil, steam, and fry on this thing, obviously. You have these domes to concentrate the heat if you want to use them. You could just pop them on. Oh, yeah. How long will this last?
We say limited lifetime guarantee on this product, but we build them in Oregon. It's not an import product. We use all-American steel, and I can just tell you because, my father and I, we over-engineer everything, that this is we like to say this is an heirloom product. So this is a product that you'll purchase. You'll never, it'll never fail on you. You might lose a plastic handle or a piece of plastic will go bad, and, we can send that to you. But it's not something that's going to end up in the landfill in 2 years, and you'll use it for the rest of your life, and you'll probably will it to your best friend.
And they have one. This is the thing I was wild over, because I'm redesigning my kitchen all of a sudden. They have one that goes right into your countertop in the kitchen.
No kidding.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But what kind of draw do you need for a hood over that? Is it normal draw, or what do you need? Do you need some super special thing?
It's actually less than normal. We have two models that we call cooktops that are designed to be built into kitchen islands, very much the way, you'd see a cooktop built into, a square cooktop built into a regular kitchen island. But we have a 220-volt electric unit, has a digital display on the front, and then a center knob for the center heater and an outer knob for the outer heater, so you can control the heat across those zones. And literally the efficiency of our product, very, very high efficiency. It's an electric heater that we invented, and it really is about 20,000 BTU burners, so the CFM is lower than a traditional cooktop.
Isn't that awesome?
I'm just my eyes just popped open.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Because higher heat for me is better.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
That's incredible.
Hey, what if we wanted to do something like a turkey? Could we do it on the outdoor one?
We've done a turkey. You can butterfly a turkey and lay it down. The other thing that we did is we took a turkey and we stood it upright, and we put a big stock pot over it. Instead of using the steamer lids, we put a big round stock pot over it. And it actually cooked like an oven on top of the grill outdoors.
Wow. Wait a minute.
An awesome idea.
Was it sitting up on the little rack?
It was sitting up, yeah, exactly.
The turkey was sitting up on the rack.
The roasting racks.
And did it brown?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Oh.
Absolutely beautiful. We did that actually here in the shop for Thanksgiving last year.
Let's do one.
Oh, I want one.
You want to come over?
Yeah.
And we'll do a turkey. Let's try a turkey. This is going to be fun.
I just like the fact that you could do so much with it.
It's probably the most versatile cooking appliance you'll ever use, and the people that have these, it's become their most favorite cooking.
I know. Chuck Miller from Fine Home Building Magazine, he has an Evo. And last year he said to me, we were talking grills, and, I've tried every kind of grill. And he said, we're going to have a duel. He said, because I have the Evo, and the Evo, there's just no better grill on the planet, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, you have to try this. And we were going back and forth. Well, now, I tried to call Chuck yesterday to say, okay, no duel necessary, you win. This is the most unbelievable. So now I feel like we should have, hats and shirts. Yeah.
I own an Evo.
I'm going to be one of those people. I never thought I would be that person except for the Red Sox.
I got the Darwin model.
Hey, Bob, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for being with us, and
Absolutely.
Congratulations on,
Thank you very much.
Making this. And the design is unbelievable. I mean, if you're a design person, this thing is just gorgeous. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
It's our great pleasure. And now, if you want to look at what we've been talking about and see for yourself, you can go online to evoamerica.com, evoamerica.com.